Hello, here is our assignment for today. We are working on two variable equations for whatever the date is. So open that, please. Okay, so make sure that right now you're watching the video, but here's the assignment. So make sure you open it like this so you can open it in Kami, okay? So go ahead and open that. Also, make sure you open the document for translations. Remember, to translate, you've got to make a copy first, file, make a copy, and then when you're done, when you make a copy, then you go tools and you can translate, okay? Okay, so here is the assignment. Linear equations with two variables, not just one, but two variables, okay? So before, we learned about equation. One variable would be like 2x plus 5 equals 10, right? That's one variable. X is the variable. Two variables would be simply maybe like 2x plus y equals 20. So now we have x and y, okay? So this is just an example. It's not about, we don't need to worry about it for this, but that's what we're going to do today. So now we're going to have a word situation. So if you need to translate, make sure to go back to the document. And here's the thing to make sure you translate this, okay? The language is very important in today's assignment. So go back and read it, make sure you understand it, and then come back here. Okay, so the first question after we've read this is there's going to be a party, and each student's going to get a lunch, which is lunch is the for L is the variable, and or a prize, not both, but one or the other. Okay, the cost of each lunch is $9. The prize is $15 each prize. So now we're going to answer the following questions. So I'm going to do the first three for you, and then I'll let you do the rest. So how much does 10 lunches and 7 prizes cost? Well, each lunch, I'll do it over here, each lunch is $9, right? So 10 lunches. So if we're going to buy 10 lunches, we would go 10 multiplied by 9, okay? So that would be $90, okay? How about, let's do this one over here. Let's see if we can get a different color. Is this good? No, it's not a good color. I wish we could do a different color. Let's see. I go over here. I want better colors than that. Let me get a dark blue, okay? Okay, good. So now I'm going to come over here. So now how about the prizes? How much are they going to cost? Well, there's 7 of them, right? So I'm going to go 7 times. Each prize is 15, okay? So if I take my calculator, that would be 70 plus 35. That would be $105, okay? But we want to know how much this and that costs. So that'd be 90 plus the 105. So I'm going to go 90 plus 105 equals 195, okay? So that's why the answer for the first one was 195, okay? So that's how you do question number 1. The next question is, well, what equation models the cost could we use of purchasing the lunches and the pizzas? But this time, if the school spends a total of $315. The previous question before was $195, but now it is $315. Well, the first thing to think about is how did we get 195 in the previous question? Well, it was 90 plus 105, right? Well, how do we get 90? Well, it was 10 times 9, right? Where do we get 10? It's the number of lunches, and this was the price of each one. So what did I do? I went 9 times the lunch. So if we know the number of lunches was 10, that's fine, but we don't know what it is. This is different than that. So we're going to go, so that's this part right here, right? Plus, and then where's the 105 come from? Well, that's 7 prizes. Do we know how many prizes there are? No, so we just put P for prizes, but each one's $15, okay? So that is the actual equation, and that equals the total cost, okay? So for this one, the total cost is 315. So now we're going to take this over here, and we're going to go 9, because that is the cost of the lunch, times the number of lunches, plus 15, how much each prize costs, times the price. In this case, it's equal to the 315, okay? Okay, so which one would that be? That would be B, right? Okay, so that's how we can find the equation, okay? So finally, number 3 is if the school spent a total of 483, so now we have a total of 483, and they bought 22 lunches, how many prizes did it buy? So we're going to use the same equation over here, right? I'm going to go 9 times the number of lunches plus 15 times the number of prizes equals, in this case, the total is 483. But they're telling us there's 22 lunches, right? So let me use this one. They're telling us there's 22 lunches. So I'm going to write here, I'm going to write 9 times 22 plus 15p equals 483, okay? Now if I take my calculator and I multiply that, okay, 9 times 22 equals 198, okay? So that means I'm going to write the equation over here, okay? So I'm going to be 198 plus 15p equals 483, okay? So now we have that. And now we're going to combine like terms on opposite sides. So 198 and 483, remember, they're like terms. And my goal is to get them on the same side, but my goal is to solve for p and isolate it by itself. Well, I have a 198 and a 15. So first, I'm going to subtract 198. And remember, I have to do it from both sides, right? So I get, this goes away, and I get 15p equals, and I have to use my calculator for the other. So I get 483 minus 198, and I get 285. Okay, so bye-bye. So this equals 285. And then remember, let me put this up here. Then I get 15 prizes is equal to 285. And remember, the last part is I need to get rid of the coefficient 15. So I'm going to go divided by 15, divided by 15. Use my calculator. I already still have 285, so divided by 15 equals 19. All right, so that means that P is equal to 19 for the answer, okay? So that, guys, is how we do these three types of questions. So now I'm going to let you guys do some practice questions, okay? 4 through 6 is the same thing, but notice the cost is different. It's 8 and 13 now, and so the numbers are different, but the process is still the same. So make sure you take good notes and then try to use them to answer the next 4 questions, 4 through 6, okay? So 4, 5, and 6, even though it's on the next page. Now, when you're done, I give you more practice questions, so you're going to have more. So you're going to have a total of 2 sets of 3 or 6 questions. After you're done with that, I put in some review questions so we can keep getting ready for our exam. And these are the kind of questions you saw in last homeworks and also in the last quiz. So make sure you do those. And if you did not do well in the quiz, make sure you check with me if you're still having troubles finding out how to do them. I can work it on the board if you want. Okay, and like before, when you're done, make sure you enter your answers in the Canvas to get credit, okay?